I got a Nintendo Switch too, but should you? Let's just try to find out if this is ideal for you, or if this is something that you should pick up in 2026 and beyond. And let's just see. All right, so let's just talk about the obvious first. If you're a Nintendo fan, this is the way to go. We're gonna get into that, but let's just say if you're a Nintendo fan, you love Nintendo, die hard Nintendo, get a Switch. There's really no other option in terms of handhelds. This is it. Alright, so ideally I would have wanted a Steam Deck, or maybe something along the lines of the ROG Ally, but this was a great price, so I went ahead and I copped this. So this is right now. This is what I'm using right now, and I've been using it for the past few days. Not quite a week yet, but a good time, good length of time. So let's just tell you what I figured out, what I learned, and what I recommend for you. Especially if you're looking at other consoles like I was. All right. So first and foremost, Nintendo has awesome exclusives. Sonic X Shadow, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, etc. Awesome games. Awesome games. Games that I really want to play, especially Zelda. Ordered it. Haven't gotten those yet, but once that's here, I'll be playing that, putting that putting that cartridge in and enjoying that game. But if you haven't already figured it out by now, or if you're living under a rock, Nintendo exclusive games are hella pricey. They are expensive. That game is old. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, that is a old game. That's like 8 years old, and it's still at full price. It still is. They hardly go on sale. The exclusives this is. They hardly go on sale, and even if they do, it's not by much. So bear that in mind. If you're getting this for the exclusives, you're gonna be spending a good amount of money on those games. But you have other games here in the eShop that you can get on multiple platforms like Steam, Epic, etc. Those games are here. They go on sale much more often. There's a great deal section where you can see all the games that are on sale, and just have a blast. You can buy what you want. You know the drill. Let's talk about this console, how it feels in hand. I've seen a few reviews, and a lot of people say the ergonomics of the Switch ain't that comfortable. Well, I have to disagree. I've seen where they say, hey, it's pretty flat and, not much grip. And it just doesn't feel good to hold in your hand for a long time. And based on, what I felt using it, it's not bad. And once you're playing a game on this thing, it's so light. It has a great screen. It's pretty large, so you get immersed. You don't feel a thing. It's not heavy to the point where it's going to start breaking your wrist. You're going to start feeling cramps. Most of the times, you're just going to be sitting down, having this in your lap, or in bed playing this game. Maybe have a pillow, to support your arms. So it's light enough, it's large enough that it just makes it perfect. I just love it. And these Joy-Cons, pretty mushy. I love those. I love these buttons. I do like how the Joy-Cons feel on this compared to the first Switch. They did well. They improved a lot. You can feel the difference. So kudos to Nintendo for that. Got two USB ports on here, one at the top, one at the bottom. They both support 45 watts. So if you get a dock with yours, which I have here, it has the Type-C port down there. You can just slide it in. You can dock it. You can connect that up to your computer or your monitor, your television, I should say, and play games. Look how awesome this is. You don't know how fun it is, and how addicting it is to use these Joy-Cons until you detach and attach them. And just, that is so satisfying. Can't get enough of that. Love it. And I also got this here with me too. The little holder here for the Joy-Cons that turn into a controller. And it does have a kickstand. So, even if it was a concern for you that you had be holding this in my hand too long, you can just rest it on the decks. You can play it like this. You won't feel a thing. You can hide, you can play it at work under your decks. Don't do that. But these are just the possibilities. It's a great design. and until you actually hold one, I don't think you'll understand how awesome it feels. I love it. I love it. Alright, let's talk about pricing. Alright, in terms of the pricing, it's pretty pricey. I've seen it anywhere from $350 up. So I'd say if you can get one, closer to $350, you should. But the thing with that is a lot of times it's just the tablet only. They don't include the Joy-Cons, which are gonna run you like $70 just to get a pair of Joy-Cons too. So in that case, most times if you see one for maybe $450, I'd say go for it. If it's new, that is, because you can buy it on Amazon for around that price too. But for the price to what I'm getting, at first I was like, hey, this is pretty expensive, but it's a well put together system. Trust me, and I can only say so much. You really have to use it. It's a well put together system, really optimized. And for the games, Nintendo exclusive games, they run superb. There's no emulation that you can do on any other system to have them run this smooth. Well, for the Switch 2 games especially, Nintendo just makes games that run perfectly on their software, and that's just how it is. So yeah, that is that. You got your cartridge slot up here, and it is backwards compatible, so you can play your Switch 1 games on this here too. As you can see, this is a Switch 1 game that I have here, Jump Force. Love this game by then. See, I got a few other Switch 1 games here too as well. And Metroid, Crash Bandicoot. And, for pretty much everyone, you're going to get a inclusive Mario Kart World game here free, or you may get Pokemon XY, whichever one you get. So you're going to get a exclusive game with it. And that is pretty expensive, I may add, because this game is like $80 or something like that. I'll just show you the back of this real quick. You can look at it, see what you like. Here's a heatsink up top here. Well, the vent up top, you got a heatsink in it. But it is a beautiful console. I like looking at it. It is beautiful. And buttons, as I was saying, they feel great. So you know what Nintendo does, with its exclusives. And if you're really looking to get into mostly those games, get a Switch. But if it's just some Steam games and you can find a good price on a ROG or a Steam Deck, you can go for that. At the end of the day, it's really up to you. This is just how I felt using it and what I think. So you can just use what I say here as reference, just to assist in you making your decision. Make the right decision. Don't buy it overpriced. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Just a quick video, guys. Do enjoy the rest of your day.